Hello everyone, my name is Shehzad Khan, working in New Catholic Mission School, Jhabua. Going to teach you subject science of standard 7th, chapter number 12, that is reproduction in plants. As we will discuss about the reproduction in animals also, this time we are going to study about the plants reproduction. To produce its kind is a characteristics of all living organisms, that is plants, animals and humans. You have already learned this in the previous class, it is 6th class. The productions of new individuals from their parents is known as reproduction. But how do plants reproduce? That questions come in your mind. There are different modes of reproductions in plants which we shall learn in this chapter. Now we are having the two different kinds of modes briefly here, which we will take in here topic modes of reproductions. Most plants have roots, stems and leaves. These are called the vegetative parts of a plant. After a certain period of growth, most plants bears flowers. You may have seen the mango trees flowering in spring. It is these flowers that give rise to juicy mango fruit we enjoy in summer. We eat the fruits and usually discard the seeds. Seeds germinate and form new plants. So what is the function of flower in plant? The flower perform the function of reproductions in plants. Flowers are the reproductive parts of a plant. A flower may have either the male part of the female part, or both the female and the male part of the plant. Now there are several ways by which plants produce their offspring. These are mainly two types of categorized, that is first is asexual and second is sexual reproductions. In asexual reproductions, plants can give rise to a new plants without seed, whereas in sexual reproductions new plants are obtained from the seeds. So the difference between both these are, one is without seed and second is requirement of the seed. Now vegetative propagation, it is a kind of asexual, it is a type of asexual reproductions in which new plants are produced from roots, stems and leaves and buds. Since reproduction is through the vegetative parts of the plant, it is known as vegetative propagation. Can take here example in the three sections, that is the rose can be cut and utilized into new flower. Then potato also, the eyes can be seen here on a potato. Then same will be on the ginger. Now second is the budding section. You have already learned about the tiny organism like yeast can be seen only under a microscope. These grows and multiply every few hours if sufficient nutrients are made available to them. Remember that yeast is a single cell organism. The small bulb-like projection coming out from the yeast cell is called a bud, and the whole process is known as budding. The bud gradually grows and get detached from the parent cell and forms a new yeast cell. The new yeast cell grows, matures and produces more yeast cell. If this process continues, a large number of yeast cells are produced in a short time. In this picture you can easily take example, here is a yeast cell developing a new bud, and the new bud get detached from the parents here and develop a new chain cycles will be there, and this will be consisting of the more and more producings. Now the third one is the fragmentation. You might have seen slimy green patches in ponds or in other stagnant water bodies. These are the algae. In local language we can also call this in Hindi kanji or kai. When water and nutrients are available, algae grows and multiply rapidly by fragmentation, and algae break up into two or more fragments. These fragments or pieces grow into new individuals. In this figure you can check here. This process continues and they cover a large area in a short period of time. In this rainy season you can easily check about this near any water areas. The continuation of Spirogyra, that is an alga, is break up into two segments, then it will again divide and again divide into a more and more segments. It are called to be as fragments. Now spore formation, the fourth part here. Observe the spores in the cotton like mesh on the bread. When spores are released, they keep floating in the air. As they are very light, they can cover long distances. The spores are asexual reproductive bodies. Each spore is covered by a hard protective coat like here to withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature and low humidity. So they can survive for a long time. Under favorable conditions, a spore germinates and develops into a new individuals. Plants such as moss and ferns also reproduce by means of spores. So here we can get here sporangium will be developed here and it will be burst, and after bursting the small spores will be go through the medium of air and develop into new areas. Now the come to the part here, sexual reproductions. You have learned earlier the structure of a flower. You know that the flower are the reproductive parts of a plant. The stamens are the male reproductive parts, whereas the pistil is the female reproductive parts. The flowers which contain either only the pistil or only the stamens are called unisexual flower. The flowers which contain both stamens as well as pistils are called bisexual flowers. Corn, papaya and cucumbers produce unisexual flower, whereas mustard, rose and petunia have bisexual flowers. Both the male and the female unisexual flowers may be represented in the same plants or in different plants. Here you can take here the examples, the stamens and pistil, that is the male parts and the female part, that is reproductive parts here. The anther is the top parts here and the filament can consider here. And here the same stigma and the style will be there, and the center parts will be consisting inside cell ovule, and this whole part will be called as ovary. Inside the segment, if we cut there, we can found kind of ovule. So that is the pistil and that is the stamen. Anther contains pollen grains which produce male gametes. A pistil consists of stigma, style and ovary. The ovary contains one or more ovules, the female gametes, or the egg is formed in an ovule. In sexual reproductions, a male and a female gametes fuse to form a zygote. That is considered here better in this pollination process. Generally, pollen grains have a tough protective coat which prevents them from drying up. Since pollen grains are light, they can be carried by wind or water. Insects visit flowers and carry away pollen on their bodies. Some of the pollens lands on the stigma of a flower of the same kind, whereas some the transfer of pollens from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called pollination. So definition will be clear here about the pollination. If the pollen lands on the stigma of the same flower, it is called self-pollination. When the pollen of a flower lands on the stigma of another flower of the same plant or that of a different plant of the same kind, it is called cross-pollination. Better to be get here stigma here and stigma there also, two different parts. Suppose the pollen will be catch from here and develop on this, that is called self-pollination, and if the pollens will be taken here from this anther and developed on to the other flowers, it will be called cross-pollinations. So arrows will be betterly giving example then from anthers from one plant to the same plant and one plant to the other plant. Therefore, one flower to other flower and one flower to same flower. This is self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now the segments will be gone to other stage, that is called fertilization. The cell which results after fusion of the gametes is called a zygote. Definition please mark here. The process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote is called fertilization. Now from here to here the definition of fertilization is here. The zygote develops into an embryo. So here you can see this picture about the development of or the zygote formations. The pollen grain will be put here. After developing here, it will be go through the pollen tube, and after last it will be go from the ovum and develop itself into the ovum. It is a zygote formation develop here. So first stage will be there from this portion to go from this portion and up to ovum here, and the zygote will be formed there. That is called fertilization. Now after having sexual and asexuals, can anything will be developed as far as that is a fruits and seed formation also. After fertilization, the ovary grows into a fruit and other parts of the flower fall off. The fruit is a ripened ovary. The seeds develop from ovules. The seed contains an embryo enclosed in a protective seed coat. Some fruits are fleshy and juicy such as mango, apple and orange. Some fruits are hard like almonds and walnuts. So here sections of apple and almonds will be mentioned there. Seeds can be easily covered there and it will be kind of hard shell there. Now seed dispersals. Now how will be the seed will be dispersed from the fruit to the other section, that is in nature same kind of plants grow at different places. This happens because seeds are dispersed to different places. Sometimes after a walk through a forest or a field or a park, you may have found seeds or fruits sticking to your clothes or under your shoes also sole. What do you think will happen if all the seeds of a plants were to fall at the same place and grow there? There would be severe competitions for sunlight, water, minerals and space. As a result, the seed would not grow into healthy plants. Plants benefits by seed dispersals. It prevents competitions between the plants and its own seedlings. For sunlight, water and minerals, it also enables the plants to invade new habitats for wider distributions. Seeds and fruits of plants are carried away by wind, water and animals. Please note this line. Seeds and fruits of a plants are carried away by wind, water and animals. Wind seeds such as those of drumsticks and maple, you will see in the next picture. Light seeds of grass or hairy seeds of aak, that is madar, and hairy fruits of sunflower get blown off with the wind to far away places. Some seeds are dispersed by water. These fruits or seeds usually develop floating ability in the form of spongy or fibrous outer coat, as in coconut. Some seeds are dispersed by animal, especially spiny seeds with hooks which get attached to the bodies of the animals and are carried to distant places. Examples are xanthium and urena. Some seeds are dispersed when the fruit bursts with the sudden jerks. The seeds are scattered far from the parent plant. This happens in the case of castor and balsam. So, in the picture which will be very much well defined to us, seeds of drumstick and maple, drumsticks and maple, it is wings and seeds part here which will travel there. The hairy fruits of sunflower and hairy seeds of madar will be there. Then a xanthium example will be can easily see around our environment. So, these are some examples which will be travel with the help of wind, water and animals walking. So, I hope so that reproductions of plants can be easily very much detailed clarified to you. If you are getting any problem, so that mention us, so we redefine all the new definitions with new concept of examples. Hope you stay safe. Thank you.